it and started.
Yes, guys, welcome back to the Chelsea FC Today channel. Today we are doing a preview on the West Brom Chelsea match back from the dreadful international break. Honestly, it's just the worst time of year, but it's so good that we got football back today, and we got a good panel on today. We got the guest, the main man himself, Ryan. So, how you going, man?
I'm good, bro. It's good to be on the channel for the first time. It's a bit long overdue, but yeah, it's good to be here. How you guys doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Always good to have you on. Always good to have the guests on, and the main man himself, the Dant. How you going, man?
Yeah, I'm good. Finally, international break over. Don't have to watch a bit
Exactly.
more of England San Marino. Finally.
Exactly. No more dead dry football in it. But we move forward, eh? So now the press conference news from the Chelsea from the press conference from Thomas Tuchel. I didn't hear much about it, lads. Was there any news about that? Is Thiago Silva potentially making a return or Abraham back into the starting lineup, do we think?
Yeah. I think Silva's fit. I think he said, but he said Conte is not fit for this game or the first leg.
All right. So we're gonna rest those players, eh?
Yeah, Thiago's fit. Abraham is not fit. I don't think he didn't say anything, but I saw a report about it saying that he's way off full fitness or something like that. And yeah, so everyone's fit
Yeah, I
except
think this
for
is a game.
and
Yeah, I think this is a
Abraham.
game where we don't have to risk we do have the Champions League tie coming round, so that we have that obviously takes priority over everything. And this is West Brom at the end of the day, so we should rest starring key players. Thiago Silva, our best and most consistent centre back this season. So I think this is a game. Maybe he could be subbed on. Maybe he could get some minutes, but I think it's an unnecessary risk in my opinion. Do you agree with that, Ryan? Do you think we need to be playing like Thiago Silva in a game against West Brom in the league?
Um, I think he'd be good, because I feel like if he's not up to the speed, then if he's not up to the speed, then we'll know not to play him against Porto and Christensen can come back in with the other. But if he is, then having someone like Thiago Silva having a game under his belt before a big game against Porto in the Champions League and going to be experienced stage, it's good. So I'd probably start Thiago Silva to see where he's at, and also just to see him back and see the leadership he gives us and stuff. So I would play Thiago Silva, to be honest.
I hear you, man. I think you brought up some really good points there. If we do want to play Thiago Silva, I don't think we can just throw him into that massive game. It's a big game, and he needs some minutes under his belt. Even though he's the most experienced player and oldest player in our squad, even then, still that repetition and that game time is key for him to keep up his form. Eh?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I think a lot of people will be all like, Thiago Silva needs to find his way back into the squad and all of this and that. But what you got to remember is Christensen's been amazing for 10 games. Rudiger's been amazing for about 10 games as well. Well, since Tuchel's come in, they've both been amazing. That's about 10 to 12 games. Thiago Silva's been amazing and consistent for years on years, and he's regarded as one of the best centre backs. If Thiago Silva is fit, he walks into the team blindfolded because it's Thiago Silva. He shouldn't have to win his space back. So that's my thing. But yeah,
Yeah, I hear you, man. I think moving on now. I think we should just move on to the the predicted starting lineup. So, hey, Vedant, do you think you can enable screen sharing just for a sec?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, should be done.
Yeah, easy. All right, calm. Now, lads, I think we're gonna stick with the 4-4-3, 3-4-3. Sorry, I guess that's Tuchel's tried and tested formation currently under the games he's played. Do you see any world in which we switch it up?
no, I think it's going to be a 3-4, and then the only thing that might change is it could be a three up front, it could be a 2-1 with two tens, or it could be one cam with two strikers. But yeah, I think we're going to stick with a 3-4-3, 3-4 whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, do you agree with that, Vedant?
Yeah, I'm saying 3-4-3 or 2-1 up front. I don't think he's gonna run two strikers in this game. I think he's gonna go with either two people behind the striker or the two wings out wide.
Yeah, fair play. Now moving on to the goalkeeper, I think that's the position we can easily all agree on. I think Mendy has to start this one, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
Easy, just
Yeah.
nothing much else said. Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty, simple. Now the centre back, Ryan, you wanted to make a case for Thiago Silva to start this game, but don't you agree with that? Do you think he should be thrown in this West Brom clash?
Okay, so I see what Rayyan's saying, but I think that I would rather have him fit and ready to go for a Champions League game where you could really use his experience because I think it's just much better because this is West Brom. We have to remember they're 19th, 20th, or whatever they are in the league. I think if we stick with our current back line because they're on great form right now, with playing with great confidence, I think they could still do the job for us. And I think that I'd just be much more happier if Silva was fit, just so that there's no element of risk playing him tomorrow.
So you're willing to drop him into that Champions League tie and yet not
Yeah,
disrupt the back three, just so they could gain some understanding or chemistry before that. So you'd like to see the same back three, correct?
yeah. I'd be fine if Silva plays, honestly. But I just think it would be a better alternative to play him on against Porto.
So as the right centre back, can we all agree on as Plaqueta as that? Do you think, or would be willing to see Christensen shifted over into Thiago Silva in the middle, or Zuma Rudiger on the left or right? I'm just curious to hear your thoughts on that, Ryan.
Nah, to Thiago Silva in the middle. And you gotta remember he hasn't played internationals as well, so again got postponed. So 2 weeks should be fit and right, yeah.
That's pretty
Because
easy.
if you do need to switch to a back four as well, then it's gonna be easy, I think. So, yeah.
So do you agree with that, Vedant, as P on
Yeah,
the right?
yeah, we'll run it.
So
Actually,
you, would you then what Thiago Silva then, or what are we
yeah,
gonna reach any common ground, guy?
I
You
guess
think
we'll go
Thiago Silva
Thiago.
just to get some
Yeah,
experience?
yeah, we'll go
Right.
Thiago.
Yeah. All right, easy. Now on the left side, what are we saying? Are we saying Rudiger or are we gonna stick in anyone else like Zuma?
I think you go Rudiger because if these we have a good game, it's good to build up momentum, obviously. So I'd go Rudiger. He's better with the ball at his feet than Zuma as well. We're going to be playing against West Brom. Low block you want, full playing centre backs to break them down. So yeah, I'd go Rudiger.
Do you agree with that, Vedant? Then just Rudiger because he's probably been one of alongside Christensen under Tuchel. Just keep him in.
Yeah, I go Rudiger. He's been an absolute beast in the last couple of games, just shoving people around. I think he's good on the left. I think we'll play.
Well said, man. Now moving on to another potentially divisive topic, the left wing back in the system. Are we saying Chilwell, maybe even a case for Emerson, or do we just want to see Alonso in it? I'm just curious to hear your thoughts on that, Ryan.
I think we go Alonso. Chilwell's played quite a lot in the international break, and he hasn't really got too much of a break apart from Albania. And he did, I think he picked up a little knock. Obviously, he's back now, but Alonso hasn't played anything for 2 weeks. And I feel like, especially if it's a low block, crosses are gonna come into the box, and he's always a goal threat when that happens. So I'd go Marcos Alonso because our play will probably go through the right hand side anyway. So probably get switched over to the left with crosses and stuff like that, and that's where Alonso can try to score.
Yeah, I hear you. Think he can redeem himself for what happened last time, under Lampard? That was quite not his best game, I will say.
Yeah, I
But you're
think
still willing to stick with him, yeah?
yeah, back four didn't really happen for him. But
The
I
less
think
said, the
back
better.
five he's gonna have Rudiger covering him, and it's a much better system, a much more solid system now under Tuchel. So I hope he redeems himself.
Yeah, I hear you. The less said, the better about that game. So do you want to see do you want to see Alonso too there, Vidant?
Yeah, I'd go Alonso probably with hopefully in mind. Because I would want Chilwell fit as well, like Thiago. it's a similar case to Thiago. You know, he's not played in 2 weeks, so I think he'd be ready to go and fit for this game. Alonso. So yeah.
Fair play. So raring and ready to go. Now, the right wing back, are we willing Reece James or maybe even a special appearance for Hudson-Odoi? Because, West Brom play that low block. So someone like Callum explosive pace, his great balls into the box could prove lethal. Or do we just want to see the tried and tested Reece James at right wing back? Ryan, what are your thoughts?
So, I'd love to go Hudson-Odoi, but he picked up a little knock in the international break, and I feel like
For the U21s, did he?
yeah, so he probably is training now, but I feel like rushing him back for this game is not needed. And I feel like maybe in other games, you don't want to rush him back. He gets another big injury and then he's out for like 3, 4 months when you could just rest him for this game and Reece James is good anyway. So I'd go Reece James because Hudson-Odoi picked up a little knock. You don't want to rush him back. So Reece James obviously crossing the ball into Marcos Alonso and anyone in the back stick as well because he's got a good delivery on him.
Yeah, fair enough. I didn't know about that knock for Callum at the U21s. But I guess it has to be Reece James then, eh?
Yeah, it's gotta be. I don't want to risk Callum.
Simple. Now, on the midfield pairing, what are we saying, guys? Do you want to see Jovicic, maybe even a case for Gilmore, Mason Mount dropping in there, or even Kante? I'm not quite sure. Is he's not going to be able to play, is he? Or
No, he's not.
Kante and Jorginho. Jorginho picked up a little knock in the
Yeah.
Italy game as well. So he's probably
Okay.
training, but I think he's probably not fully fit.
Fair enough. So then who are we saying for the midfield, Ryan? Who do you want to see then?
I'd like to see Gilmore and Kovacic because I feel like those are only two options to make them out there. He's already too tired, so I don't really want to see him play anyway. So I think Kovacic obviously dribbling in and doing the stuff he likes to do up top with the link up play and getting past players, and then you've got Gilmore who can kind of dictate from deep, and Gilmore passes a lot more forward than Jorginho, and he's got like a better imagination and passes a lot more forward. He did it in the Sheffield United game. It's just other players weren't on the same wavelength as him, so it was a bit overhit, runs going missed and stuff. I think Gilmore next to Kovacic, Gilmore will obviously play through balls in behind and do all of that stuff, and Kovacic can have a little bit more license to go forward. So I go Gilmore, Kovacic.
Yeah, do you agree with that, Vedant, then? Because of
Yeah.
shortcomings in midfield with the players.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
case for Mason Mount? Because he played too much, you think, for England?
I wouldn't play him in this type of two. I would rather play him if we were playing a 2-1 at the front. I'd play him as one of the cams. I wouldn't play him as a center mid in this game. I'd rather play Gilmore and Kovacic.
Yeah, all right, easy then. So that's the midfield too. Gilmore and Kovacic. That's going to be a good pairing, honestly. Now moving on to either like the right attacking midfield or the left wing, depending on which Tuchel wants to set up. Who do you think will play there, Ryan? Maybe a case for Christian Pulisic, or what do you think?
Tuchel said Werner will start, so he's going to start anyway. I think if we start Werner, that means I think we have to start Havertz next to him because obviously the German link up, and that's how we get the best out of Werner with their little link up. And I think the third position is between Pulisic and Ziyech for me. I think Ziyech has a better connection with Reece James, but I think Ziyech's main thing is crossing, and that's what West Brom will like because they set up in a low block, got a lot of tall defenders. And I think Pulisic gets the edge for me is because he'll be hungry to break into this team in the first place. Obviously, it's a good chance. Abraham out. Ziyech getting rested, maybe Mason Mount being a little bit tired. So I think Pulisic's ability to get past players and make things happen will probably cause more of a problem to West Brom than Ziyech crossing it into the box. Let's go Pulisic, Werner, and Kai Havertz.
Okay, I hear you. Do you agree with that front three, Vedant?
Yeah, I agree, and I think we also have to remember West Brom aren't going to sit back for 90 minutes because they need to get some points as well to get out of that. I think they're in the relegation zone, so they need some points.
I think they're on 18 points, I think. Not sure if that's correct, but they're also 18th too. They're not out of it yet, so they do still have stuff to play for. And we can't take any game for granted. So, but we should be winning this, yeah. Easy. So the front three of Pulisic, Werner, Havertz.
Yeah. We tried it once against Man United. I remember early on in the season under Lampard. It didn't really work, but I think under Tuchel we haven't really seen this front three. We've seen Pulisic. We've seen Pulisic, Mount, um, we've seen Mount, Ziyech, and Havertz. We've seen Ziyech, Werner, and Havertz. We haven't really seen this front three, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I hear you now. Moving on to more of like a preview of the tactical analysis slash score preview. What do we think is going to happen in this game? So, what do you think the score prediction is going to be for this matchup, Ryan?
I think West Brom will come out to sit in a low block and try to hit us on the counter. They've got some decent players. Robertson, I think Piera. Not great players, but it's somewhat decent. Obviously Conor Gallagher, he's not going to play. Maitland-Niles. So I think they're going to set up to just be very compact, sit very deep, and try to hit us on the counter and try to frustrate us. Basically, what most teams do in this league. And I think we're going to have to break him down, and I think we will eventually. I think Pulisic will be key in this game if he plays, because I feel like he'll cause a lot of problems, and I feel like especially with the West Brom defenders, I don't think they're going to want to go one-on-one with Pulisic, because Pulisic has got that trickery and that burst of space. Now I feel like he can maybe win off a penalty, or he can create an assist or a big chance. Havertz as well, also dropping deep to make things happen in them little third man runs. And Timo Werner as well, who hasn't been firing at Chelsea, but I think he offers something where he can make runs in behind and can assist and can win penalties for us. So overall, be I think it'll be a 2-0 game, relatively easy, probably um Kai Havertz getting on the score sheet, and probably I think Timo Werner might get on the score sheet as well. This might be a game where he can just kick on, get a one goal. And yeah, I just think we're gonna have to break him down, and we will eventually, and we'll break him down eventually. That's how it goes.
Yeah, so what, 2-0 you're saying then?
Yeah, I'd go 2-0 Charles.
Yeah, do you agree with that, Vedant? You think we'll win 2-0?
Yeah, I go with 2-0. I think this is a game where Pulisic could really thrive. And adding on his form to that, I think he could really cause some danger. Maybe we even win us a penalty or even get an assist or a goal. So I think we can. It'll be tough to break down, but I think we could get at least 2 goals. So.
Yeah, I do agree. We can't take West Brom for granted. Even we saw this against kind of like against Sheffield United. They were in the mud and they still came at us. We did scrape by in the end. We're quite lucky with that game. So I do think we cannot take them for granted. They will want to come at us. They will, especially after the performance we had against them earlier this year. Honestly, the less said, the better, as I said before, because that was a dreadful performance under Lampard, but it's a new manager, it's a new team, it's reinvigorated. So I fully back us to win this. There might be a few moments of hiccups. West Brom could cause us some trouble, especially from set pieces. Even then, still they got some big players up there, and they do have a quality keeper, right? He got the England call up. Is that Sam Johnston, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if
Yeah,
he's got an
yeah.
England call up, maybe under 21, but he was
I
he was
think
decent when he played us as well.
Yeah, he's a good goalkeeper. They have some decent players and like very good championship players, but like kind of okay, not great Premier League players. But even then, still, I do agree with both your guys' statements. We should win 2-0. I think this is where Pulisic really has to show himself, show the talent that he's got, from the post-lockdown form that he had last year. I think this is his opportunity to establish himself and like create a consistent run of games if he does well in this. And I hope he does, honestly, for his sake, because we all want to see him succeed. And, we all know the quality that he has in his locker, and it'd be great for us to see that again, towards the second half, entering the second half of the season again. But it should be hopefully an entertaining match. They will sit deep, they will chip at us. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much all that's need to be said at the end of the day. So, boys, thank you so much for hopping on, Ryan. The guest today. Thank you so much for your thoughts and opinions today.
No problem. Guys, make sure to subscribe to Chelsea SC today's channel, like the video, and yeah, just show them some support. It's a good channel. Obviously, I'm sorry, I was a bit overdue for me coming on this channel, but yeah, it's good to be on. And yeah, make sure to follow me as well. At Rayyan CRs on literally all my socials, my YouTube, and yeah, subscribe to this channel, everyone.
Exactly. All Ryan's links are in the description below. So if you even subscribe to his YouTube channel, because he kind of recently hit 300 subscribers, He hit that a bit ago. So just honestly drop him a like and a subscription down there. It means a lot to him. It's always great to see another fellow YouTuber grow his channel. And also thank you, Vedant, for hopping on today. The main man himself, the guy who runs the channel. So big up to you, man.
Yeah, everyone go subscribe, hit the like button, post notifications, all that. Links to Nick and Ryan's socials will be down in the description below. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
See you then, lads.